Well, I got a lot to do on this nodule productivity series. I was just looking at these. Oh gosh. I think I'm going to finish up the drill first. Yeah. Well, I won't be able to finish it. Let's see. Let me look at something first. I need something to use as a guide for how big this drill's going to be. Let's see. These are going to be at little dart points, right? Okay, so hold on. These up here. And this is the foreshaft I'm using as a pattern. So I can make the drill match this. And then I'll find something like a piece of river cane and then ream out the river cane so you can see how the drill works. Okay? Alright. Good enough? Good enough. I knew you'd say okay. Or I knew you'd say good enough. Yeah, so I'm going to match this foreshaft in the drill. Okay. Match the profile. And then I'll get to the other pieces. And after I'm all done, I'll weigh everything and see how productive it was compared to the original nodule. See how much I get in weight as tools. And then I've got flakes too. I got these. This is all debitage from this project. Well, most of it, except for the little bitty flakes and what they call shatter, I think. Okay, in the archaeological texts, they call the little bitty stuff shatter or something like that. It's not considered usable. Sometimes I don't even pay attention to that stuff. When they're sifting through the dirt for flakes, anything less than a 1/4 inch, it goes through some of the sifting. It depends on how fine the sifting is. They might use 1/8 and 1/4 and 1/16 inch, mesh. I'm not sure exactly what they use. I know I've seen the 1/4 inch, but I don't think they use that all the time. I think they might go finer than that for most of the work. Anyway, if it's smaller than 1/8 of an inch, let's say, they don't even count it. They don't even take it into account. So what am I doing? I gotta make it symmetrical down here. Because I want to, not because it's necessary. I'm not going to be using the drill in a hafted way. This is just going to be held with my hands. You'll see how I use it. Yeah, it's going to be low tech. The lower the tech, the easier it is to carry this stuff around with you in a toolbox or a tool bag. In the case of Native Americans, they either had a basket or a bag. These days, modern days, we have boxes and cases. Yeah, but what about rawhide cases and that kind of thing? Yeah, the parfleche, you mean? Parfleche containers? Or parfleche, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I know. But that was for fancy stuff. Girly stuff. Right? I don't know. If I was carrying around my tools and just stuff for every day, I wouldn't use a fancy container. No. Because it gets all dirty and nasty after a while. Why decorate it when it's going to get dirty and all nasty? That's what I'm saying. stereotypical. I'm so stereotypical. I tend to think in stereotypes. Probably. But there's a reason why there are such things as stereotypes. As long as it's based in reality, it's not a stereotype, it's an observation. What do I have all over my gloves? I've got some kind of lint. What did I do? Why is it so lintiferous? I don't know. Maybe when I shook out the towel, I got towel lint on myself. It's driving me nuts. Alright. It's getting on the obsidian. It's getting all dusty. Also. Okay. Let's try to do this and stop messing around. Okay. I haven't napped in a few days and I already forgot. I took off too much. Not supposed to take off that much. See? That's too much. Supposed to remain thick. I don't know what to do. You can't add on to it. But when I try to be careful and not take off too much, it doesn't do anything. Yeah. It's just getting thinner and thinner. Okay. See, I try to be gentle and it creates a step fracture. Some guys make drills without even trying. Yeah. Here I am having difficulty and I'm trying and trying and trying. Having a hard time keeping it thick. Trying to make the surface smooth and consistent because I'm going to start pressure flaking it into shape. It ends up being too thin. Yeah. Let's see. Stop using percussion on it. Maybe that's the trick. Trouble is, I snap more points with pressure than anything else. Yep. I will snap a point quickly with pressure. Okay. How long does this have to be? Well, 1.5 inches is like the maximum that you need, so I got plenty of room. I can maybe 2 inches. Yeah, we'll go with 2 inches. That way, it'll take up most of this. Okay, so it's just a matter of making sure it doesn't get thin in the middle, and you just gotta nap around it. Okay. Yeah, all I was trying to do before was try to make it smooth, but I ended up removing way too much material. It is smoother down here than it used to be, but it's still not that great. I should have just stuck with pressure. I started with pressure down here, but then I started getting impatient. That's what it is. What is it? Why is there so much lint? This particular type of glove creates lint. Maybe it's from my warm-up pants. Wear my jeans instead. Come on. It drives me nuts. Said the warm-up pants are warmer. It's only like 15 degrees or some stupid number. 38 degrees here in the shop. Is this going to be good for drilling since it crushes so much? No, it's not going to be that great for drilling. But it will work. It's just not going to be that great. Better than bone, though. Yeah. Better than a piece of bone. How do I know? I don't know. Maybe some of you don't know what that means when I say that. How do I know? I don't know. That means I've tried it before. Yeah. Maybe I wasn't doing it right with the bone. Yeah, maybe. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you are doing it right or not doing it right. How do you know? Maybe you're doing it right, but you're doing it like a beginner is trying to do it right. You're doing it everything the way it's supposed to, but you don't have the experience to tweak it so that it starts working. But it looks just the same as how it looks if it's working. You're just not tweaking it to get it to work. So maybe I didn't tweak using the piece of bone I was using to drill. Maybe I just didn't know the subtleties or the nuance. I don't know. The subtleties and the nuance are things that you don't know when it comes to knowing how they used to do it back in the day. What are the subtleties and nuances? Are you missing anything? You don't even know. It's the particulars and the little subtleties that'll get you when you try to figure out how they used to do it. It's the particulars. If you don't know the exact details, then you don't know how they did it. You can only guess just by experimenting. Different ways. You don't just experiment according to a narrative. I think it was done this way, so let's do experiments to try to support this method. Because I'm thinking it's done that way. No. The problem is, how was it done? The answer is probably in different ways, depending on the craftsman. So let's develop different ways. Let's get some different craftsmen in here. The problem is, how many ways can we come up with? Because there are going to be different ways. There's not just one way to skin a cat, so to speak, when it comes to making stuff. We used to say that, more than one way to skin a cat. I don't know what that means, or where the expression comes from. So it's not my fault if it's something bad. I should look these things up before I start talking about them. Yeah, maybe. Just add it to the list of things to do so that my ADHD can make me more non-productive. Yep. The more things to distract me, the less I get done. Well, I could try this spatula tool. Takes off short flakes. This stuff is so crunchy. Even the spatula tool goes, what the heck? What is this stuff? It doesn't want to nap, and then when it does, it naps too good. There's no middle range. See, I have a box full of river cane pieces, but it's not in my shop right now. So I'll have to demonstrate how to use this in a different video when I am able to get my river cane stash out of storage. Let me see, do I have it here? No, I used to have it here, but I cleaned out most of the shop. It felt good, but then now I can't just grab something. I gotta plan on having it in here. It's still cluttered with other stuff here in the shop. Just never, I have everything except what I need. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Did they have River King where they had Obsidian? I don't know. They had Phragmites reed. I can get that instead. Maybe I should just get a piece of Phragmites reed. I've got a bunch of that too. And it'd be easier to drill with this obsidian, this crunchy obsidian. So you can't have a serrated edge with a drill if you want it to work right. Yeah, if you don't want it to work right, then you can serrate the edge. But for a drill, it's got to be serration so small that it looks nice and straight. You can't get away from the sawtooth edge because you have to knap the edge. There's always going to be some jaggedness to it. But you can make it so finely jagged that it looks straight. That's what you want. Any serrations that stick out are going to be blown away or blown off when you start drilling. And some of those little jagged areas or serrated areas that stick out act as little platforms. And whatever you're drilling can nap the edge from those platforms. And you'll get big flakes coming off. You don't want big flakes coming off when you're drilling. Nope. Because then it messes up the symmetry of your drill. How do I know? I don't know. Yeah, it's just going to be... It has to be thinner this way, of course, than it is wide. But not too much, because then it'll snap. You don't want it to snap in the middle of doing your drilling. No. It's a bummer. And when you get if you get the piece of your drill stuck down in the wood, then you ruin both the wood and the drill. Yeah. What are you going to do? You don't have a drill tip extractor for the wood. You just got to toss it. Why'd you toss out that little dart shaft? Because I got a piece of drill stuck in the tip. Oh yeah. Dang it, that's a bummer. Unless you have a drill tip extractor that maybe you got from the aliens when you got abducted. No, dude, they don't give me no extractors. When I get abducted, I never get any tools. Funny how that works, huh? Yeah, I don't know why. There's always never any proof that I got abducted. Did they use tools to examine you? Yeah. They didn't leave any behind, you know where, when they left? No. They're very good at not leaving any tools behind. Dang it. You gotta sneak one next time. You've been stealing around a campsite. Why don't you steal it? I didn't think of it. Yeah, of course not. What? Nothing. Nothing. I didn't say anything. So there it goes. Conversations back in the day. While knapping drills. Yeah. Some might say, careful dude, you're not gonna have enough drill to resharpen. Well, let's just make another one. That's the way it goes. And I gotta learn to use Obsidian drills. I don't think I've used one yet. I've used raw chert and heat treated chert drills, but never Obsidian. Yeah. I don't even think I've used a glass drill. I don't think so. It might not work all that well. It might not work like I think it's going to work. We shall see. The glass or Obsidian drill might end up being a dud and get crushed edges too fast. And then what? Then it's very low. It's lower productivity. Yeah, the productivity experiment becomes low productivity. What about all the step fractures that possibly could happen on the edges? Yeah, that's a problem. When you drill, you cause step fracturing on the edges. Believe it or not? You don't believe it? Oh yeah, you get lots of step fracturing. Very little bitty step fracturings that are always annoying. When you're pressure flaking, when you're drilling, you get a lot of those. How do I know? I don't know. This drill just gotta last long enough to do the set of 8 points or whatever. And if I'm only drilling out Phragmites reed, I think I can use this to ream out 8 different shafts. Yeah. Probably. Who knows? We'll see. So I think you get the idea. You just gotta very painstakingly just nibble at the edge, making sure it's not thicker than it is wide. It might be getting too delicate. It might snap my first try. Yeah, because it's not thick enough. Well, we'll see. It may be just right as far as dimensions go. I just think it's not thick enough, but it might be, because it looks like it's going to get pretty narrow. And if it gets really narrow, it's, yeah, I mean, it's never going to be, yeah, it's never going to be as thick as the foreshaft, so we're good. We're good on the thinness of the drill. Just gotta take down the narrowness. Yeah. And, you know, we'll be able to resharpen the drill a few times before it starts getting too short. As long as we don't have too much of a requirement for depth, we can resharpen the drill a few times and it'll work. So the longer the drill you start with, the more times you can resharpen it, But if it's really, really long, the chances of snapping it are increased. So there's a Goldilocks zone. Imagine that. Okay, I'm going to, it's already been 30 minutes on this particular piece, so it's just going to continue this way until I get the right dimensions, okay? It's just going to continue down this road until I get down to the final shape of the foreshaft, okay? So let's move on. I'm already getting bored with this one anyway. Let's see what we're going to do with the knife blade. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's do something a little bit easier. Making a drill is just, it's not that hard, it's just tedious and boring, which makes it psychologically difficult. Yeah, for me anyway. Okay. This one doesn't have nearly as many flakes to remove as that drill, because that drill has little bitty flakes, dozens of little bitty flakes all the way down that little bitty blade. This might have dozens of flakes, but they're a little bit spaced further apart. I don't get napper's cramp. They're easier to see. Yeah. Lots of advantages to a bigger piece. As long as it's not too big. It starts getting bigger than this and I don't like it. Because then you have to increase everything. The size of the tools, the amount of force, the length of the flakes. It gets to the point where, okay, I need to, it becomes more of an athletic endeavor instead of an artistic endeavor. Yeah. When it starts to get larger, it becomes an athletic task. Okay. What's wrong with that, you might say? Nothing. If you're into it, you're into it. Okay, but I'm not into it. I'm starting with a very fine tip, okay, so I'm going to see what it does. Sometimes it works better than a big rounded tip. It just depends on the material and maybe the mood that you're in. Everything affects the knapping. Come on. I'm in no mood for this. There it goes. I'm in no mood to strike this really, really hard, but I might have to. Do I have a heft for this blade? No, I don't think so. Let me see. I could put it into this, but it's too small. This is too small of a handle. Do I have a larger? Yeah, I got a larger. That might work. Yeah, this one might work. We'll see when it gets down to the nitty-gritty. Let's just keep that one available over here as what we're going to use to heft this knife, which could also be a spear point if you just mount it to a spear, I suppose. I prefer spears with bone tips. That way I won't break the tip off walking through the woods. And if it does break off, if it's a bone tip, I got another bone tip in my travel bag. Yeah, because they don't break when they're in a travel bag. Not like the stone ones. You can keep a stone tip in a travel bag, and then if you break one out in the field, you go, oh, I got one in my travel bag, and you look in there and it's broken. How did it break? I didn't even hear it. Yeah, it breaks. Even if it's in a little bag. Stone stuff is very breakable, and obsidian especially. You don't even know. You keep it wrapped up in a lot of leather, and it can still break. Because humans are spazzes. They do stuff and they don't realize how much they're bumping into stuff. Yeah. How do I know? I don't know. Oh, I got the land bridge. See that? Why does it do that? I didn't hit hard enough. There it goes. Good. It's nice and smoky. Alright. That makes me feel a little bit better. I didn't want that stupid land bridge in there. Land bridge? Like a lamb? L-A-M-B? Lamb ridge? No, it's not a lamb ridge. It's a land, L-A-N-D, bridge. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Some people might say, don't make fun of Lamb Ridge. I live on Lamb Ridge Boulevard. Lamb Ridge. Okay, fine. I'm not making fun of it. It's just someone made a mistake when they heard it and misinterpreted it. Alright? Alright. No one misinterpreted, dude. You're by yourself. Okay, fine. You got me on that. Okay. I'll admit it when you figured me out. Yeah. You're smart. Yeah. Freaking genius. What? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. I said something. Okay, well I said something, but it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you to hear. Okay? Alright. Just being very careful. We need to have a productive yield, okay? No sense in going all crazy with it. I gotta be very careful that I don't waste it. Don't waste my chance. Did I say it was high grade stuff? It's not that bad as far as knappability, but look, it's quite crunchy. Easy to break the delicate areas off. So that drill is getting me worried. I don't know if I'll be able to use only one drill for these 8 4-shafted points. Okay. We'll cross that major highway when we get to it. Cross that land bridge. How's that? Probably had to maybe convert one of the arrowheads into a drill bit. Or one of the other points. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. I'll mess it up on purpose, so we gotta use a little spear point. Or one of those other points as a drill bit. Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't do it that way back in the day. They waited until it was used the way they intended it first. They don't go, oh, I broke the drill, so now I gotta use a spearhead for the drill bit. They didn't do that. They didn't? No, they didn't. No. It's not part of the chain of operation. That's not how the chain of operation works. How do you know that's not the way it works? Because it doesn't show it in the pictures. Who you talking to, dude? Nobody. I'm not talking to nobody. Okay. So this one's starting to drive me nuts already. Why? Because I've got to figure out how to make sure not to break it. And it, you know, eventually it'll reach the stage where it's going to be the sweat stage. Oh yes. And that's why it's getting on my nerves, because it's approaching. You know, it's approaching the time where I got to take a risk and break it. The risk of breaking it. Don't want to jinx myself. Here we go. All right, so that's the. I guess that's the preform stage. Now here we go with the thinning. All right. Deep breath. Okay. One last look. One last check. I got a lot to go. Okay. All right. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Wonderful. Wonderful. Fantastic. Well, maybe not fantastic. Okay. Just remember, it's all worth it because of the destination. Yeah. It's all worth it because the destination is so good. Oh, yes. Here we go. If it's going to be snapping halfish, it'll be soon. No, no, no. Hold on. I know I can do it. Okay, I know I can do this. I've done it before, I think. Yes, I think I've done it before. Ready? I'm ready. You weren't ready? Too bad. You're gonna miss it. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna scoop it. Yeah, I knew it. How did I know? How did I know? How? Dang it. I don't like it. The edge is too thick in some areas and too thin in other areas. I don't like it. It's got to be the same. Can't be super thick and then super thin and super thick and super thin. You know what I mean? I mean, it can be, but it's so much of a pain when it's like that. Because usually you don't have a good spot to hit. The opportunities don't present themselves very well when it's all weird. Okay, yeah, I'm not hitting hard enough. But that's okay. I gotta tell myself it's okay. That's alright. We'll catch up. Catch you later. I'll catch up to you. Hold on. I mean, just keep going. I'll catch up to you. I'm a little bit stalled right now. Not quite where I want it to be. Just hold on. See, I'm getting stalled by these flakes that are not traveling because I don't want to hit it really hard. And there's Obsidian. I've noticed Obsidian leaves a lot of debris in the tips of the tools. Yep. Let's see. I got you that time. That's the only good opportunity that I see. Everything else is bad. It's gonna make me not do it right. Come on. It's too thick right here. There it goes. If it's too thick in the spot you want to hit, it's not gonna work. You're going to keep hitting and hitting in that spot. It's not going to go until you hit super hard and it'll break everything. The whole thing will break. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. See, it gets up. It removes the backside of that scoop. That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. Don't step fracture on me. Not with these short flakes. The most annoying thing in the world is when you do a short flake and it step fractures. Yeah, that's extremely, extremely annoying. Did it do it? Oh, yes. Okay. It's doing it slowly. It's doing it slowly. doesn't like traveling on a surface that's not completely perfect. That's the problem. Lucky. That was lucky because that surface was not good. There's another surface that's not too good. Let's see. Okay. Let's turn. Let's see. Voila. And it didn't scoop it. It didn't scoop. It's not a Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Oh, not Scooby. Scoopy, like scoop of ice cream. Not Scooby like scuba diving. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we trying to do? Yeah, that's what we're trying not to do. Yeah, see the short flakes. It does that on the short flakes. It's a different mindset. The short flakes and the long flakes. The short flakes and the long flakes. Two different mindsets, and they get mixed up. They get mixed up. Yep. How do I get mixed up? If I knew how I got mixed up, I wouldn't do it. No, I don't like getting mixed up. But that's got to be it, because the short flakes are easy. The only reason why I'm not doing the short flakes is because I get mixed up between what I was just doing with the long flakes. Oh, I scooped it. I'm losing it. I'm losing the groove. Dang it. Did I lose that one too? No. That was okay. Okay, that was better. I scooped it a little bit, but I think I can fix that. It looks like it's going to cooperate a little bit. Yeah. It does like to scoop or dive toward the end of the flakes, though. Yeah. It's because it's getting too flat. Yeah. Ooh, we got a little bit to go. Music for the copyright strike. Yeah. Whenever I do tones like that, there's a chance that some gooberheads on YouTube are going to say, "Oh, that's my music. Yeah, he stole it. Stole my music." Why do you keep doing it, dude? I want to see if that's it. I want to see if that's what's causing these guys to do the copyright strikes on some of my videos. Maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just because I upload a lot. I don't know. There's not enough data to determine if there's a trend. So I'm not sure exactly why they do the copyright strikes. Yeah, it's the abrading that the transcript transcribes it as music, but it's got to be something else also. Can't be just that. Look how wonky that edge is. I should just leave it. Yep, leave it. That's a new kind of edge. Yeah, it's artsy-fartsy wonky. Yeah. You know how some art is good because it's really bad? That's what this is. This edge is good because it's really bad. Yep. I took some of the tip off. I'm not supposed to. What am I doing? I'm trying to thin out the tip. That's what I'm doing right now. But you're not supposed to. I'm not supposed to take off part of the tip when I thin the tip. Or part of the length, I should say. I am supposed to take off part of the tip, but it's supposed to be the thickness, not the length. I could take some of the thickness off. I made a mistake and watched some other Flintknapping videos today. Yeah, I made a mistake. Some people are still in La La Land. Example? No, I'm not going to give you any specific examples. I'm just going to say some people are still off in La La Land. Yeah. I should be one to talk, right? Because I talk to myself. I'm off in La La Land speaking in different character voices and stuff. Well, who am I to speak? Yeah. I'm just coming up with possibilities. I'm not coming up with definite. What they think they're being smart when they say there's a definite this and definite that. Okay, dudes, you know, you don't know for sure. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's scooping it. I felt it. I felt like it was going to step fracture really bad on that one. Luckily, it didn't step fracture really bad. You can kind of feel when it stops because it'll offer some resistance when you hit and you go, oh man, it didn't feel like that was a nice flow. It felt like it hit a wall. And sure enough, it did hit a wall, but it wasn't that bad. I can catch you from the other side. Yeah, I can get that one from the other side. Yeah, all I gotta do now, see, it's almost reaching the bottom there. I just gotta make a stem for it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yes, yes. Sometimes it does work. Just remember that the destination makes the journey worthwhile. Because the journey right now is scratchy poison ivy. Oh yes. Oh, it's bugging me. Okay, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Yep. Don't worry. You've done it before. You've done this before. Don't worry. Yeah, I've messed up before. No, not that. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, it's miserable right now, but just hold on. Just hold on. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Okay. One more time. Can the luck hold out? Yes, no, maybe. Maybe I can make better luck for myself if I just do it right. Maybe. Okay, here we go. Opportunistic flaking, okay? Let's see. Did it do it? I think it did. The inspection of the perimeter of the flake has passed inspection. Haha. Yes. See, the destination is good. Makes it worthwhile. I forgot all the bad stuff now. Yep. I forgot all the bad crunches and nasty spots and scoop outs. It's all a distant memory. All because of the destination. If it wasn't for a good destination, I would just be plagued by all the bad memories. Yep. Am I being serious? Well, yeah. I am. When you reach the destination and the destination is good, you forget about all the bad stuff. Maybe that's not a good thing. I don't know. It's better to remember the bad stuff so you know what not to do. Oh, there's so many things not to do that if you do that, you've got a brain that's bigger than mine. I can't remember all that stuff of what not to do. I gotta keep that part simple. Just don't break it. That's right. Don't hit it too hard. Make sure the ends are thin. And make sure the tool tip is nice and maintained. Yeah. Make sure the edge is strong enough to do what you want to do. There's not too many rules there. There's a lot, but after years and years and years, you get to memorize them all. As long as there are not too many. Yeah. What am I doing? I gotta thin it down more. See, it's got a lump here. Right there in that area. Has it been blurry for you the whole time? Yes? You're not watching anyway. What do you care? What do you care if it's not been fully focused the whole time? You already changed the channel anyway. Okay. Just remember, it's glass. It'll do stupid stuff. Yeah, it does stupid glass stuff. Okay. Yes. Sometimes it feels like it goes too far. But that didn't go too far. That went okay. That went okay far. Yep. Ouch. That's loud. What am I doing? I'm taking off the length. I gotta make it fit into the haft. The bottom of the haft is flat. Yeah. So it almost fits. Now I'm gonna make a different handle, but it's gonna be that wide as far as the notch goes. I'm gonna make a different handle for this thing. So I've thinned it down where I'm not gonna thin it anymore. I'm just gonna work on the edge. Okay? So that's that. I've got some more debitage I can save. See, these are the spear points I'm talking about. Or, I don't know, other handheld thrusting weapons. And if this breaks, I can use one of these as a drill. Maybe I won't even knap these and just keep them as spares. And I consider those like bifaces that are part of my productivity. Yeah. Besides, they weigh a lot. Yeah. It increases the yield weight if I don't knap them. This is a little tomahawk head. I'm debating whether or not to keep this. And it's a Celt. It's gonna be a Obsidian Celt. Okay. I've got to figure out what exactly am I going to do with it. Let's see. I have to knock off any delicate areas for sure. It's going to be subject to a lot of force. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to try to chop something that's not watermelons or tomatoes. You gonna chop a banana? No. Something harder than a banana. An orange? No. I haven't decided yet. This is so tiny. Yeah. Well, it's good. The tinier it is, actually, the less chance for it to really mess up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Step Fracture City. I don't want to drop it on anything. I'm going to grind this back end a lot, but I still need to thin it down a little bit to make it symmetrical. The more symmetrical it is, the stronger it is, believe it or not. Because you don't get less stress points. Yeah, less stress areas for less chance for areas of concentrated stress when it's symmetrical, when you make it symmetrized. Symmetrized, yeah. Okay. These are actually not that bad. It's just the material is driving me nuts. These are much easier to make with chert. for some reason the Obsidian is hard to keep thick. Harder than some other types of material. This scoops out really easily. And scooping out makes it thinner too fast. This is going to be a little Obsidian Celt. Celts are usually ground down because it reduces the number of stress points. If you grind it, there's no protrusions that causes a stress point. Those stress points will actually nap. They'll flake. And then just, you know, it'll reduce the size of this thing really fast. If you get little chips, keep coming off the edges. So when you grind it, you don't have that problem. And you don't even need to use a nappable material. That makes it even better. It's almost a drawback to use a nappable material with something that's going to experience a lot of force on it. And I'll be chopping this way. I can also haft it this way and chop this way. You know, there's two different ways to haft these. Like that and chop this way, or like that and chop this way. See, there's more surface area there. This is more concentrated force. I might just haft it this way, but there's more chance of breaking it this way than there is this way. Why? I don't know. I've just had a lot of breakages with this when I do it this way. I don't know. See, if you do it this way, you can put it into like a hole in the wood and it'll self-tighten. This way it doesn't self-tighten at all. You've got to actually make the hole perfect and then put some good glue in there. But you can also, you know, put notches in here and use wrapping to help hold it steady. So once I get the general shape, it's just a matter of picking the edge a lot to make it very consistent so there isn't a lot of protrusions that can be stress points where it will nap itself against the wood. You don't want any of that. Don't scoop it there. That's exactly where it's not supposed to scoop. It's supposed to be smooth flakes. It's got convexity. Why you do that? It's got everything you like, but you still scoop it. It still wants to dive. It's got lots of convexity. It loves convexity. But see, even there, it scooped it. What is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm just not doing it right. It wants me to hit it really, really hard. And when I do that, it takes too much off. Okay. See, I had to take too much off. I wanted it to be thicker than that. I'll just leave it. Yeah. I give up. Just leave it. Don't fight it. Yeah, I know. Just a matter of symmetrizing it now. Stupid, stupid, stupid. You made me do that. Still didn't take all that out. So what is this good for? It's just good for just minor things. It's not good for much. And even when it's a big piece like this, even if it's a big celt, it's still not that great. Okay, so it's symmetrical. I can mount it either this way or this way. I can put it in a adze. Oh, let's see. See, I can mount it into one of these, but chert works so much better on an adze than Obsidian. So I wanted to demonstrate how to use this, but there's not that much that it's good for other than in butchering. You put a handle on it and you can cut, as long as that's nice and sharp, right? You can cut. You can put it into a handle and use it for butchering. The handle is so much nicer than try to hold it like this and cut. It's not going to be for smacking up against something really, really hard. Although I want to try to do some cutting on stuff that's harder than watermelons, tomatoes, oranges, or bananas. Yeah. Okay. What's next? Nothing? It's an hour and 18 minutes and everyone's tired of my yapping. Yeah, I know. Hold on. Let me see if I can clean these up a little bit. There's still some cortex. Gotta listen for a little bit longer. I'm gonna take some chances. It might break. Ha! I think I might be getting used to the material. But I gotta fool myself and say, no, I'm not used to it at all. Gotta be careful, because I'm not used to it. Yeah, I'm not used to it. Stupid step fracture. Beginner's luck on this piece. To be fair, it's easier to do a base flake. I mean, it will have a potential of breaking the whole thing in half, but if it doesn't break it in half, the thinning flakes from the base work a little bit better than the thinning flakes from the side, because you're working against a larger mass than you are this way. Get it? No, you don't get it. You don't have to get it. You don't need science to do knapping. How do I know? We didn't need science back in the day. I thought you were gonna say, I don't know. Yeah, it was. You beat me to it. Let's see. Yeah, see how easy that's usually quite easy. When it's not, there's something going on that's not right. Okay, let's take back all the delicate areas. No more delicate areas. Take a few more opportunistic flakes. Opportunistic one. Turn. If you can't turn your percussion flaker, you're not doing it right. 2 opportunistic flakes. Where's the next one? I want 3. 1, 2, 3. Three. Everything else can wait. Yeah. I will wait. I'll have this one as a reserve. I'll make a point out of this one. Yeah, I'll make a point out of this one. This will be a reserve piece. I might actually use 2 drills for the 4 shafts. One can be the preliminary drilling and the other one can be finished drilling. Yeah. Or something like that. I need to back up because I have a feeling that drilling is not going to work that great. It's going to get dull quick. But I can make a nice point out of this. Yeah. Nice knife out of this. A little celt for butchering because it's going to have a nice little handle on it. Not like this. I'm going to make a bigger, oh, maybe the same size, just a little bit thicker, I think. Make the wood a little bit thicker. Or no, I'm going to change the shape of this hafting area. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll make this into a point. And then I'll make the wood handle to fit whatever notches I do on this. That way, there's less chance of breaking this. I'll do the notching first on this, and then I'll make a handle to fit. But it'll be about this size. Okay. I'm glad I thought of it. I'm glad you thought of it and told me. Yeah. I don't think of everything. So far, everything is on track, except we did change strategies a little bit. I'm going to hold one of these back in reserve, okay, just as a biface. But I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, plus 8, 11, plus the drill is 12. 12 pieces. And I'll weigh all that stuff. There's probably going to be a breakage in there somewhere. I might break the drill. I might break one of these dart points. That kind of thing. In manufacturing. There's still a chance to break a lot of these. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, this is for that. Alright, it's time to go inside. Trying to go inside and maybe get some caffeine. Oh, I tried that coffee substitute. In case you're watching, Mike Tuffus sent me that coffee substitute. It's pretty good, but I read the label. I shouldn't have read it. It's got barley malt, chicory, and rye. Yeah, everything I'm allergic to. Yep. But I had some today. I'm not experiencing any bloating or anything, so I think with a low amount, I'd be fine. I will be fine. Let's put some of these in the debitage bucket or in a bin. Where's the debitage bin? Right here. Well, actually, let's put all of it. Let's put all this. Yeah. I think I'm supposed to be putting all of it in there anyway. Yeah. We'll sort through it later. In case we might need something. For what? I don't know. Maybe little arrow points. Because sometimes they would, in a short period of history, during some of the history, they had both arrows and atlatl darts together. So maybe we can make little arrow points out of some of this. Yeah. That's what you should do. After we're all done, see how many arrow points I can make out of those. Yeah. Good idea. You're so inventive. I'm glad you told me. So much easier. Don't have to worry about all those little bits. And I think I'm getting some dust from my warm-up pants. I mean some lint on these because they're very, very grippy. Excellent. Excellent gloves. Okay. All right. There you go. That's it.